Hi there, everybody. This is Steve Perkins, the cooking buff in the Muscle Kitchen. And if you're in the right place, they probably have been looking for what about carbohydrates? What are the good carbs? We all hear about carbo loading, the day before a marathon run. But frankly, carbs, that word is thrown around with random, and it's really not fair to vegetables because vegetables are in that category, and fruits as well. So produce are carbohydrates also. Those are the good carbs. The bad carbs are the simple carbohydrates, and they're pretty much classified in the grains area. So any product that made of grains or derived from grains are suspect in there. We in America tend to overload our diets with grains. We have some grain products at every meal and every snack, dessert. We're just bombarding ourselves with grain products. Now, most of them are not really necessary nutrients for the human body. Yes, carbohydrates and grains are sustainable. Most of the third world countries and impoverished cultures depend upon simple carbohydrates, the bad carbohydrates, simply for filler, for general fuel, but it's not very sophisticated, nor is it a complete nutrition package. I have a lot of vegan friends who substitute grains for their protein needs. And it's really not a substitute. It just stands in for the flesh protein that they're avoiding. This is not all about vegans, but I do have my agenda about eating flesh food or not. I think the body is built for it. And every examination over the cultures of the entire history of the human race found that in every culture, they survive because they eat some sort of meat. Vegan is a kind of a new fad thing, and I'm not really being terribly judgmental here, but you have to be really, really smart if you're going vegan. You have to eat a lot of B vitamins, a lot more amino acids, and be very, very careful about overdoing the grains because that's what you do to fill up. You really need to eat a lot more vegetables if you think you're a vegetarian, a lot more than you think, or double what you think you are. And that's not a bad thing. Fruits also. Anyhow, let me get into a little bit more. What are good carbs? Well, by definition, we can say what are the bad carbs. Let me show you some bad carbs. And pardon me, I'm going to try to cover up the brand name. Okay, most dried breakfast cereals, all of them, go down the cereal aisle. There's a whole aisle of cereals because it's fast, it's cheap, and it's quick, and easy to do. Throw that in front of your kids for breakfast, and they're good to go. Well, they're not that good to go because mid-morning this doesn't provide very much other than empty calories, and they burn off very, very quickly. So that is less ideal than doing something a little more less convenient. So here's some just basic generic oats, just flat oats. Those are rolled oats. And what's the deal with rolled? Well, I didn't open the can for you, but I can show you. This is unrolled oats. These are groats. This is steel cut oats, and they take the kernel of the oat plant and take the leaves off the stems, and that's about it. Actually, they with very, very fine steel blades, they cut it down to a smaller size, so that we can cook that and we can enjoy a good, healthy oatmeal breakfast. But this is old-fashioned. It's slow. You have to cook this stuff in. Bring the water up to a boil. Put the oats in, stir it in gradually, so the water is always at a boil. Then you keep stirring and turn the heat down, and then it's like 10 maybe minutes later, then it's ready to serve. So it's not quick and simple and easy. But you can make a whole bunch ahead of time and put in the refrigerator, and then it's a simple matter of just heating it up. So much of the muscle kitchen is about that. You plan ahead, you prepare good food in bulk, store it, freeze it, or whatever it takes to make your life doable from there on. But you know you've done the right thing, the best we can for ourselves. Other dicey carbs. Brand names. Anyhow, these are crackers. These are gluten-free crackers, and they're made with butter, which is, oh, this is, I misread, made better. So marketing, what does that mean? Made better. What is that? Does that mean anything? No, it doesn't. It's marketing, just to fill the space. Well, I've got to put something in that corner. Let's make it better. Whatever. They do taste pretty good, but there's cornstarch in them, sugar, and ammonium bicarbonate. That's aluminum for leavening. That's not a good thing. Anyhow, a slightly better choice for some empty calorie bad carbs, grain carbs. Here's some organic tortilla chips. Organic tortilla chips. And at least they're, see the word organic. It's there, organic. And it's certified organic. They couldn't say it otherwise. But at least they're trying to make some options for us, because so many things are genetically modified now. This is April, mid-2015, and luckily there's a lot of legislation. Finally, we're beating down that brick wall around the GMO labeling, and of course the people who make, the big farm people who make, and the seed controllers don't want us to do the labeling because they're just very, very happy with their monopoly. Well, I'm not happy with buying their products. And as an experiment last weekend, I ate quite a big bunch of generic corn chips. And the next day, my gym workout was crappy. I mean, I did not have my usual energy, my stamina, my drive, and I couldn't dig down deeper for that last rep or something. I didn't have anything. I didn't have it deeper. I just had a midway. Anyhow, so organic chips, I've never had that problem. I'm a bit addicted to corn chips, so it's my one thing, and I have to really, really monitor it. And how to do that, if you take the bag of chips and sit in front of the TV and just graze and just try to put make a bowl of chips, so you just carefully eat the chips slowly, and limit yourself, just a little bit of self-control. You will respect yourself in the morning. What else am I going to talk about here? There's a couple of, obviously vegetables and fruit. All kinds of vegetables, all kinds of fruits are the good complex carbs. The reason they're called complex is because they deliver so many more nutrients and more sustainable, more intense nutrient package for us. All kinds of grapefruits grapefruit. I have a grapefruit every morning. And all the natural foods. These vegans should know all about these things. There are a couple good bad carbs, if you will. There's some beans and legumes are wonderful. Pardon me. Beans and legumes should be a part of your diet, as well as nuts and seeds. They're not just party favors, not just casual snacking things once in a while, but seeds and nuts and beans and peas and legumes are quite important for nutrients, for health and longevity, for strength and maturity and everything. This is a lentil and bean soup mix, and the way you handle these, you soak them in water for X amount of time, depends upon what's in there, and then you slow cook them, and then you have a beautiful, beautiful stew. You can add to it with vegetables or meat of some sort if you choose, but I have this, I haven't opened it for quite a while. This is my emergency food. This is part of my emergency packet. These are not going to go stale. They're going to be good for quite a long while. I wouldn't push it more than a year or something, but simple to do, simple to make, and very economical. If you're looking to eat well on a budget, ramp up the legumes and the seeds and sprouts. Sprouts, that word popped out too soon. But beans and lentils are amazing. Now, you can moisturize a lot of beans and seeds and grains and make sprouts out of them. I don't think I have any in the refrigerator right now. Nope. I usually have some sprouts going, but anyhow, sprouts are fascinating. I should do a whole segment on sprouts because they're just amazing and are important and very, very economical, very easy to do. Fun for kids to learn about growing stuff too. If you can sprout some seeds, and that can be their job to make sure they get water and the right amount of sunlight or moisture or dark to start with, and watch the sprouts go. A lot of kids don't even know how vegetables come to be. They just like show up in the grocery bag. They're just clueless. It's a shame. But I digress. Stress is another thing. What else was I going to say? So there's, I was going to go off on rolled oats, and I forgot to. The way they make rolled oats, they take the groats, the real whole grain kernel from oats, and smash it through these huge, huge metal rollers. So they can do tons and tons and tons of it in a very quick process. And what comes out is rolled oat. They quickly smash the kernels so that they absorb water better and they cook a lot faster. And in the process, what happens is all the nutrients that are encased inside the kernel are exposed to the air, and the nutrients dissipate. They aromatize, they dissipate into the air, and the nutrients go along with the flavor. So what we have is an abortion. We have good, solid, perfect steel-cut oats here, real oats that were made convenient, and in the process the nutrients are gone. Almost all are gone. So rolled oats are not a good bargain at all, even if they're organic rolled oats. Take the time to cook Irish oats. They're the best. And I liked, well, anyhow, there's so many uses for leftover oats. I'll go into that maybe. I did a little bit with it. Oatmeal pancakes, and I just throw an egg into leftover oatmeal and heat it up. And it's a great breakfast. You know, protein and some carbs, meaning simple carbs. Do not generalize carbs and throw vegetables under the bus, because vegetables and fruits are complex carbs. They're the good carbs we want to focus on. So anyhow, that's pretty much what I want to say to you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. This is part of a segment I've been doing, a video series called Eat Like You Mean It. And there's so much more to say. I've got quite a few up already, but trying to make them better for you and more poignant. And please let me know. Ask questions and check out some stuff, the links with this. You might find some other interesting things to talk about to bolster your checkbook, as it were. Yes, I got my fingers in all kinds of pies, and one of them is how to make an internet marketing part of your financial plan. So ask me about that stuff too. So again, this is Steve Perkins here, the cooking buff in the muscle kitchen, in my muscle kitchen, which I cleaned a little bit for you today. And so we'll talk to you later. This is Steve Perkins signing off for now. Bye.